World War I was mainly fought in trenches. The trenches protected soldiers from most firing. September 15, 1914, the first trenches were dug on the Western Front. Trenches went through the North Sea coast of Belgium, southward through France. There were three different types of trenches: firing, communication, and sap trenches. Well-built trenches did not run straight for a long distance. Trenches were muddy, had water in them, filled with rats, and were stinky from dead bodies. Most of the soldiers in trenches got trenches foot. The length of the trenches laid end to end would stretch about 25,000 miles. 12,000 miles were occupied by Allies and 13,000 by Central Powers. In between the trench line was called no man's land. It was not safe. Soldiers that were out in open could easily be shot. World War I had many new and advanced weapons. One of the weapons used was the flamethrower, used by the Germans in the beginning stages of the war from 1914 to 1915. Flamethrowers caused massive damage to a large number of opponents, was effective and brought terror to British and French forces, was eventually adapted by the British, French, and American forces. The flamethrower spread fire by launching burning fuel, but it had a shorter range than most weapons used. The operators quickly became targets, so infantry squads were sent to protect them until they could be used. It didn't require much skill to operate. Anyone who could aim a garden hose could use a flamethrower. There were two different types of flamethrowers, a smaller and a bigger model. The smaller, lighter model was designed for portable use and could be carried by one man. The bigger model worked the same. Range was twice that of the smaller model, but cost more because it needed more fuel. Another weapon used during the war was the trench mortars. The advantages of the mortar was that it could be fired from the safety of the trench. Trench mortars were lighter than any other large artillery pieces. Trench mortars launched grenades or small bombs short distances. Gas attacks. Started by the Germans, it was common for soldiers to be wearing gas masks. Mustard gas was odorless and took 12 hours to take effect. Some of the soldiers that were affected were shot by other soldiers to prevent them from suffering. The gas was so powerful that only small amounts had to be added to high explosives to be effective.